The chair scraped. My daughter fell, and the room packed with blood and history went silent. My father's hand was still in the air when she hit the floor. 9 years old, too light to make a sound when the breath leaves her body. Her head didn't bounce. That's the mercy I remember most. "That seat is for my real grandkid," he said, loud enough to make it law. "Get out." I didn't rush to her. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I looked at him and said 4 words, "Pack your things now." My mother dropped her wine glass. Red splashed the white tablecloth like a warning no one heeded in time. My father went pale, not because he understood, but because he felt something move beneath him. That was the moment he lost his place. He just didn't know who took it yet. I used to worship that man when I was a kid. He was gravity. Everything revolved around his approval. I learned early how to earn it. Straight A's, quiet obedience, a marriage he approved of, a divorce he didn't. I met my ex when I was still trying to prove I was worth keeping. He was charming in the way broken men are, gentle until they're not. My parents loved him because he knew when to nod. When I left him, they called it a phase. When I adopted my daughter 3 years later, they called it charity. "She's not really yours," my father said once, smiling like it was a joke. I pretended not to hear it. I pretended a lot back then. That pretending is what cost me the most. The signs came quietly. My dad stopped using her name, started referring to her as the girl. He moved her seat further from him every holiday, corrected her manners in front of guests, corrected me when I defended her. I noticed. I cataloged. I stayed calm. The evidence arrived the way it always does, accidentally on purpose. A forwarded email from my mother to her sister. Subject line, "Inheritance clarification." My father had amended his will. Bloodline only, no exceptions. He wrote in his own words that my daughter was a temporary arrangement. Temporary. I didn't confront him. That would have been mercy. I planned. Justice isn't loud. It's patient. I met with a lawyer who specialized in elder assets, then another who handled family trusts. I learned which accounts required dual signatures, which properties were leveraged, which charities were for show, and which ones hid his name like a stain. I recorded conversations, not traps, confirmations. He was careless when he thought he was powerful. I contacted the board of the foundation he chaired, asked questions like a daughter who trusted the process. I let them hear his answers, his language, his contempt. I didn't move him. I removed the floor. Christmas was just the timing. When he pushed her, he didn't see a child. He saw a threat to his legacy, to the story he told himself about purity and control. After I told him to pack his things, he laughed. Reflex, muscle memory. Authority had always worked for him before. "This is my house," he said. I nodded. Not anymore. That's when I lifted my phone and hit play. His voice filled the room, calm, cruel, recorded weeks earlier talking about disowning me, about cutting off non-blood liabilities, about how love was wasted on children who didn't carry his name. My mother sank into her chair. My brother stared at the table like it had betrayed him too. Then the door opened. Not the police. Worse, the board chair of his foundation, the trustee of the family trust, and the attorney, mine, who smiled like a man who'd already been paid. He tried to speak. No one let him. He found out who took his place in stages. First, the foundation voted unanimously, effective immediately. His name removed before dessert. Then the trust clauses triggered by recorded intent and discriminatory language, assets frozen pending review. My name moved from secondary to primary executive. Then the house. The deed had been transferred months earlier, quietly, under advisement for tax efficiency. I owned it, legally, completely. When he realized, he looked at me like a stranger. I had been one for years. "Get out," I said, soft this time, for her. He reached for my mother. She stepped back. Power doesn't vanish, it migrates. Later, after the door closed and the night swallowed his car, I sat on the floor with my daughter. She asked if she did something wrong. I told her the truth. "No," I said, "you showed him who he was." She nodded like that made sense.
Children understand justice better than adults ever do. I didn't win by being louder. I didn't win by being cruel. I won by being precise. Some people think revenge is about hurting back. It's not. It's about removing the hand that thought it could push your child to the floor and still keep its throne. He taught me how power works. I just learned how to take it away.